Good afternoon. I'm in my work truck, but when the spirit moves, hey, I gotta speak. Not out of my flesh and anything like that, but I have to address certain things that God has called me to address when the time is necessary. And as you mature, you'll know when it's necessary to speak on His behalf, or when it's the time to just remain silent. Amen. But on that note, Abednego Lufau is a false teacher. Okay, now he preaches some truth, like they all do, but he merges truth with lies. Everything is not a demonic problem. Everything is not a deliverance issue. The gospel of Christ is deliverance. When Christ showed up, demons manifested more so because the word had not came yet. Christ is the word. Amen. Hear me out. Christ is the word. So now he left. We have the word. So they didn't have the word back then the way it was manifested as Christ showed up, because Christ was the word in the flesh. Well, now we have the word. We have all of the Bible, all of the epistles, all of the letters to the church. So we shouldn't focus on demonic manifestations as being the source of our problems as much as they would have had to back then, because the word had not showed up yet. All they had was the old law. So I did let me turn this off really quick. I did a video the Lord led me into a while back called Deliverance on Display, Mysticism and Witchcraft. It is a part 1 and a part 2. And the Lord basically led me into the understanding of, into the knowledge of the old Jewish mystics and certain aspects of the occult and whatnot. The devil always had practitioners of deliverance, of exorcisms, and all of that. This is why King James, even though he was a Gnostic, mystic Christian, he wasn't a Christian. Amen. The Bible was just translated under his rule. But he even wrote books and whatnot about regarding demonology. But basically what the Lord has showed me was the devil has one of his tactics is to expose darkness with a counterfeit light. So it's a counterfeit spirit in a lot of these people that want to make demons the problem of everything. And like I always say, you got the religious people on the other end who want to just undermine the demonic. No, I'm not one of those guys. The demonic is real. Cast not demons is real. There are people with demons in the day. Some of them sit right in churches, need deliverance, and it has not been exposed yet, etc. All of that's real. I'm not about to leave that in the hands of these guys who are trying to expose it, that are operating under counterfeit light. Amen. Abednego Lufau merges truth with error. He'll break out in unknown tongues in the middle of his message with his deep voice, and this is the scariest, creepiest thing ever, right? And the Bible is clear, if you read all of 1 Corinthians 14, that is not how we are to operate with the power of tongues. If there's no interpretation or no understanding, that is pointless and silly. Why? Because it's a false spirit. Because it's a false teacher that merges truth with error. The messages are there. Be blessed.